Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Damon Hatfield. Now it's time to take a look at one of the big new games that was revealed at E3 this year, Horizon Zero Dawn, from developer Guerrilla Games. This is Mark and Herman.
Yep.
Gentlemen, this game looks awesome. People love seeing, everyone's excited for Uncharted 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, but like when we see a brand new game, a new property, that's something to really get excited about.
And just imagine that we have been working and been knowing about this game for 4.5 years. Couldn't even tell my sister about it, and now we're here. Speak about it freely. Fantastic.
Yeah, you were just telling me that you guys started work on this game before Killzone Shadowfall.
That's right. So we used the creative leadership of Killzone 3, branched it off and set up a new team to do Shadowfall. So these guys literally 4.5 years.
Yep.
So we're taking a look at the game here. What is this game?
So I think if we were to sum up the game in a nutshell, we would say that it's this absolutely beautiful and lush post-apocalyptic world filled with amazing machines that have some really interesting tactical and strategic combat that allows you to sort of take them on.
Yeah, there's kind of a surprise moment in this reveal where you set it up that society has fallen and people have sort of reverted into maybe caveman state, but then they are hunting these robotic dinosaurs.
And that's the tribes, the primitive tribes. They've never known a world without these machines. That's the interesting twist about it.
Yep.
So the way they deal with it, the various tribes, is different for each and every one of them.
Yep.
So we wanted to make something beautiful. To get a flower, reclaiming the land is, look at that.
Yeah.
Their great cities faded away.
Are you talking about how long after the fall of civilization this is?
We're about 1,000 years
wow.
after the cataclysm. And so life here is, as you see, reclaiming the land. And we just really wanted to make a game that's beautiful. We've always made science fiction games, but it was kind of dark sci-fi, and now it's beauty.
One by one.
I think one of the really interesting things about as you're kind of transitioning in the video is you start to see how humanity is coming back to the land. And so in a couple of shots here, you see the differences between the different tribes. You kind of saw the smaller tribe there, and then a tribe that was kind of on top of a plateau with just this larger city. What might have made that happen? Why are these tribes so different? Is one of the key questions that you'll find out inside of Horizon.
And here we just saw Aloy being trained as a huntress. So she's a robot hunter. That's what she does. She's our protagonist.
So you play as her.
You do.
That's right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so what are these robotic dinosaur creatures?
I think the most interesting thing that we really want to talk about there is that if you notice really carefully, they're not actually dinosaurs.
Okay.
Right?
Well, sure.
They're actually incredibly interesting in the way that they look. And the way that they do look is a huge part of the story, and we don't want to reveal that today. But they do certainly have some resemblances to other things you may have seen throughout the history of sort of the land of
So this guy here is the Watcher. He's kind of fairly limited in his combat abilities, but he can call out reinforcements, so still kind of scary. And here she's going after a herd of grazers, and these are really important for the story and for her abilities, because they're mining the lands. Lots of resources, so she's after the canisters here. And then we'll talk about these, Mark. Who are these guys?
So these are the Thunderjaws. And I think one of the things that not a lot of people picked up from the press conference video is that they're actually slightly damaged already. There was a couple of tribal spears sticking out of them, and they were sparking up a little bit. And so they've been in a few tussles with humanity so far. And of course, we're going to see Aloy figure out exactly what she's going to do with them here in a bit.
This actually we may have reached a new benchmark in video game character moving through leaves. It looks awesome, right? Looks really, really good.
Actually, we spend a lot of time on the grasses and the vegetation. We have an entire team that works on that.
So she's on a hunt. What is it that she's trying to collect?
So she's actually on a quest here. And the quest was actually to collect a couple of the resources for one of those tribes in the canisters on the back of those grazers. Unfortunately, it didn't go exactly as planned, and so the Thunderjaw has shown up here, potentially to maybe protect. It's a question that we'll answer when we go inside of the game itself.
What do they use the resources for?
Well, we're not really ready yet to talk about why the tribe might use the resources, but Aloy, of course, is a master craftsman herself.
Okay.
And so she's incredibly interested in figuring out how to use those machine parts for her best advantage.
You can see in her outfit that there are their machine parts in her outfit already, and you see the bow that she's using, clearly made up of elements that she's found.
This is that was a part of the creature that she picked up and used against it, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we call that the disc launcher. There are actually 5 different parts on top of the Thunderjaw that you can actually knock off and use. So we're showing off the disc launcher in this video, but there are other things that you'll be able to use later.
She's going to have to use the strength of these gigantic machines against them. Clearly, she's being outpowered by these guys.
Is this a tether gun? What's the name for this
So
weapon?
we call this the rope gun, and it has a number of different ammo types, and the one that we're using here is obviously just sort of the tether rope, just as you described. And of course, one of the elements that you saw there, we do have a couple of things inside of the game that we haven't yet really talked about. In the behind closed door stuff, we've talked about sort of perks and abilities. So you saw that little slowdown there, that precision shot, that huge weak point that was unveiled by using that disc launcher against itself to knock off some of that armor plates. So that's what we did there. We knocked that stuff off, give Aloy a fighting chance against these machines.
They don't tell us why.
So she's able to bring the beast down.
Yeah.
And that's about the end of the demo there, is that right?
This is when you just think it's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's just going to catch her breath, and then that happens.
Yeah.
A little
Wow.
teasing.
It's Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks super impressive.
Yep.
If someone asked you what genre the game is, what do you say?
I would call it an open world action RPG, maybe a third-person open world action RPG.
I like it.
If that's enough words for you.
Yeah, no, it's good. When are people going to get to play? When are we going to get to play the game?
So it's we're targeting 2016, so
Okay.
next year, sometime next year.
Cool. Mark Herman, thank you so much for coming by the show. It's a quick look at Horizon Zero Dawn. Stay tuned. Much more to come from E3 here at IGN.